Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Wok with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at wokwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any videos that I have made in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Over the years, I find that probably one of the most interesting cooking techniques many people that are interested in is something called one-pot meal. In this case, you use a single cooking utensil to create an entire meal. Now, there are different options and alternatives for this approach. And of course, the most famous one is slow cooker. And you can set up your meal in the beginning of the day before you go to work. You put everything in a slow cooker and you let it cook slowly. And usually about 7 to 8 hours later after you finish work and return home, your meal will be ready. Now, the other approach is probably more modern, and that is based on pressure cooker. Now, pressure cooker usually is hard to manage, but today we have something called an Instant Pot, which you can set a timer on it, and it can cook relatively quickly. Either you can just set things up to have it to cook later, or you can cook at that moment. Now, Instant Pot and a slow cooker is quite popular for a lot of people, and I think they are definitely a very good option. However, my friend Beth never quite happy with them, and the reason is that because she said they are rather monotonous. In a case of slow cooker, you come home and you eat just one thing, and everything kind of cooked into what you should call it into mush. And in Instant Pot also, there's very little she would call it the distinctiveness of the ingredients in the dish. Now, of course, have it once in a while is quite all right, but have it on a daily basis, the lack of variety could be quite frustrating. Now, I tend to agree with her. Now, I have never tried slow cooker or Instant Pot to create a one-pot meal. However, I have tried using what I would call a one-wok meal. Now, a one-wok meal, the idea is the same. You use the wok to create an entire meal. And in this case, I leverage of my fast cooking system. So today in this video, I would like to describe to you what is a one-wok meal and why it appeals to me. And I think it also appeals to many other people who have adopted the fast cooking system. The fast cooking system is actually perfect for creating this type of meal. Now, if you have already adopted the fast cooking system, you will find that making a one-wok meal is really simple and straightforward. So for those of you who are not familiar with the fast cooking system, it has 4 components. It is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. And each of these 4 components are truly designed almost specifically for the preparation of a one-wok meal. The first and most important attribute of the fast cooking system for a one-wok meal is advanced prepping. Now, the idea of advanced prepping is very simple, that you just prepare all the ingredients ahead of time. And through the fast cooking system, I have developed a way for you to prepare different kind of proteins as well as vegetables in advance. And you only do that maybe once a week, and you will have enough ingredients to cook for the entire week. Now, the second important aspect of the fast cooking system is stir frying. Stir frying is very efficient. It will allow you to cook a meal rapidly. And because stir frying with the ability for its flexibility and adaptability, it will allow you to make changes rapidly as well as on the go. And the third component, which is important, is template-based cooking, which I will discuss how template-based cooking will allow you to create variations in your one-wok meal so you will never be bored. And the last, of course, is the most important, is flavor. And I call this last component is flavor chasing, which means that you will continually to shape the flavor of your dishes. And in the case of a one-wok meal, this cannot be more important because now you can cook a dish with multiple different type of flavors that are all contained in a single dish. The end result is that you will have a dish that is interesting, and it will be possible to please many different diners in your household. Here is an example of a one-wok meal that I prepared recently. In fact, I have been using this one-wok meal approach quite frequently because I'm cooking for just my wife and myself, and a lot of time I do not want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So the advantage of a one-wok meal is that if I can go into the kitchen and have a meal on the table in about 10 to 20 minutes, that will be perfect. But I also want to cook the food ingredients in the dish that both my wife and I enjoy. Now, this dish contains all the elements that what we are looking for. First of all, is that it uses all fresh ingredients cooked from scratch. And secondly, is that it contains ingredients that my wife enjoys as well as I enjoy also. Now, first of all, is that my wife loves shrimp, and I like shrimp as well. Now, this dish also uses angel hair pasta noodles to create a lo mein. And my wife loves noodles, so this is a perfect dish for this particular reason. But I love vegetables, and I particularly enjoy broccoli, mushroom, and also other type of vegetables that I have in this dish. So this dish has multiple ingredients, and it contains all the ingredients that allow us to have a great meal. Now, the reason that a one-wok meal can be created so quickly is simply because of advanced prepping. Because with advanced prepping, I will have all the ingredients already available. Every time I walk in the kitchen, I just need to decide what I would like to cook. Now, in this particular example, I'm going to use a fish called swai, which is a catfish-like variety that comes from Vietnam. And I already cut it up and freeze them in such a way that I can thaw it out in about 10 minutes. But I also find some tripe in my freezer. I love tripe, and even though my wife did not like it, but I can cook it together and I can enjoy the tripe and she can avoid it. But then in addition to that, which makes this dish really great, is because I have about 6 or 7 different kinds of vegetables in it. And these are vegetables that I already have in my advanced prepping. So to convert it into a dish with multiple ingredients is really just to find what I need in the refrigerator. Now the next dish is a chow mein. It contains salmon as well as shrimp. Now again, the reason that I can cook this type of dishes so quickly is because it's based on a template. The basic approach in cooking this dish is almost identical. And by making substitutions, I can create many variations. And this is what makes a one-wok meal interesting, because by making substitutions, I can create varieties. So I'm able to cook basically using the same approach, but come up with very different outcome. As you can see, this dish is very different from the dish that I cooked previously. And so now each night, I know exactly what I want, and I can walk into the kitchen and able to come up with some really interesting dishes in very short amount of time. I don't need any recipes because I use template-based cooking. And by using templates, it is easy for me to create variations, usually within a matter of a minute. And this makes my cooking interesting as well as make eating more fun. Now, one of the advantages of stir frying is a process known as sequential stir frying. Now, using this particular approach, you are able to cook ingredients to exactly the texture that you want, which is very different if you use pressure cooking or use slow cooking, because everything cooked to about the same amount of time. So in this case, some of the ingredients will be overcooked, where some other ingredients might be not quite. However, with stir frying, you don't have to worry about that. Because with stir frying, it is possible for you to add different ingredients during the different time point in the cooking session. The ingredients you want to cook longer, you can add it earlier during the cooking process, whereas the ingredients you want to only cook for a short time, you can add it at a later time point. This provides you much greater flexibility in control the texture of the food ingredients. And to me, as well as to many people, flavor is ultimately the most important reason that we cook. We cook because we want to cook the food that we enjoyed. Now, of course, food is also very important for our health. But we know right away that our most important priority when it comes to eating as well as cooking, is to able to cook the food that we love and enjoy. And once you're able to cook the food that you are the only one able to create the flavor for yourself, you will not want anybody else to cook for you. And to me, this is the most important criteria that will make home cooking sustainable. But the other part is also equally important, is that it's time. Most of us in this modern lifestyle, we find that ourselves engage in many different types of activities. We multitasking in many different ways, and consequently, quite often we find ourselves do not have time to cook. Now, this one-wok meal can solve this problem. When you use the fast cooking system, when you combine the 4 attributes of the fast cooking system, that's flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, you will be able to create one wok meal like this in less than 20 minutes. And the end result is that you will find your cooking is competitive, and it become a viable alternative to food that other people prepare for you. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong to other people to cook food for you, but if you can control what you're going to put into your body, you have much better chance, first and foremost, to ensure the healthy outcome. And secondly, you will be able to cook the food that you love and enjoyed. I post a video each day. The main goal is to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. So if you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.